how to make the easy fitting bodice block. So start off with a straight line as normal for your center back. So we start off with the center back on this side. Okay. And then square out. So the top there is 0.0. Okay, not sure, I'm trying to see. Oh, you can. There we are, 0.0. All right, so that's where we are there. Next, you mark in, you come down 1.5. So 1.5 centimeters, and you mark in 0.1. Okay, so then to mark in 2, which is going to be your bust line, you measure down 23.5. So that's 0.2, and that's 23.5. Okay, 23.5, and then square out. So square the whole way across, good and wide, because that's actually going to form your back as well. So that is your bust line. Okay, and then to get 0.3, you measure out 53 centimeters from 0.2 all the way across. Measure out 53 centimeters, and that's 0.3. Can't see. I need to be able to see the camera while I'm drawing. Sorry, I'm not doing this very well. Okay, and then square up from that, and that is actually your center front line. So square up to the back neck or the front neck to 0.4, you square up 25 centimeters. Okay, so that's point number 4. Alright, so from 0.3 you've come up 25 centimeters and you've marked in 0.4. Next we're going to mark in our waistline. Okay, so from your center back neck, which is 0.1, come down 41 centimeters. And that's point number 5. And that's 41 centimeters. And then square out the whole way across to your center front line. And mark in 0.6. Okay, so that's the waist point on your center front line. And then we're going to mark in 0.7, which is your hip line. So come down 20.6 from your waist to mark in 0.7 and square across all the way to your center front line. And that marks in 0.8. Okay, so back up. We're going to start doing our back neck and our shoulder. So mark in 0.9, which is 13.5 centimeters. Sorry, 0 to 9 is 7.5 centimeters, my apologies. So from 0 out along that line, you measure 7.5. Okay, so that's 7.5. And that gives you your neck shoulder point, and then you just square in or curve in your center back neck. Okay, and then to find our shoulder line, you come down 3.5 centimeters and square out. And that's your shoulder line. And that brings you up to 0.11. And then from 0.9, you mark in your shoulder, actual shoulder line, which is 13.5 centimeters. So you start at 0.9 and you swing the set square until it intersects with your shoulder line here at 13.5, and that marks in 0.11. Okay, so 0.12, which is 18.5 centimeters across on your bust line. Okay, so we're going to start marking in our underarm. So from point number 2 on your bust line, you measure out 18.5, and that marks in 0.12, and you square up. And halfway along that line, you mark in point number 14. So from 12, you square up to number 13, and then halfway along that, you mark in point 14. So that happens to be 10 centimeters. Okay. So next thing we do is, so that's number 14. Next we're going to mark in our front neckline. Okay. So front neckline. So 4 to 15 is 7 centimeters. So from 4 out here, you measure 7 centimeters, and then the same down, you measure 7.5. That's down to 16, and that's creating. So from 4 down here was 7.5, and from 4 out here was 7, and then mark in your front neckline. Okay, and then we go to where am I now? 13, 15, 16. So our shoulder point. So from point number 15 out along that line, you measure in half the size of a normal bust dart. So normal bust dart on a front bodice block would be 5 centimeters. So you measure out 2.5 centimeters. Okay, and then to find our shoulder point, back over here from point 11, you measure down 1.5. So measure down from point 11, 1.5, square across, and from point 17, which is the other edge, the other side of your, what is going to become your bust dart. So from point 17, you measure out 13 centimeters to where it intersects that new line that you've just drawn. Now your front shoulder measures 13, but your back shoulder measures 13.5. So you have 5 centimeters ease, and that kind of equates for just a little bit of shape on the shoulder. Okay, so that was point 22, and that was point 23. Okay, next we are going to mark in our back armhole, and we also have to mark in our dart. So from 3 to 18 is 17.5 centimeters. So you mark point 18. So come from point 3 out to point 18, 17.5 centimeters, and then square up. And up 10.5 from there, you mark in point 19. So that was 10.5. Okay. Then to get our actual side seam point, it's literally half the distance between 12 and 18. So half the distance between 12 and 18 is 8.5. So that marks in point 24. And then you square down through your waistline and through your hip line. And then you can fill in the curve of your armhole. So our back armhole, or sorry, our front armhole first. Just draw in a nice curve. And then on the back, do the same. And then the last thing we have to do is mark in our actual bust dart. Okay. So from point 3, measure out 8.75, and that will give you point 20. And then draw point 20 up to point 7, and draw point 20 up to 17. And that is your bust dart. Okay. And that is your ease fitting bodice block.